Hey fools, a recent study published by The Guardian highlights the 90 companies they claim are the most responsible for the dramatic spike in carbon emissions since 1750. Not surprisingly, of these 90 companies, 83 are oil and gas companies. Interestingly enough, about 21.2% are public company, that is, they're investor owned. The remaining, say 80% or so are either nation states themselves or are state-owned companies, such as, say, Petrobras being one of the larger ones and most well-known. In this video, I want to highlight to you the two top investor-owned companies and point it out to you because it's a real risk for long-term investors. Carbon emissions are real. Global warming, depending on who you talk to, is debatable. However, the scientific community, which is who I tend to side with, is almost universally in favor that the climate is changing and it is a result of mankind that's driving it. If it continues, this could be a very, very significant problem. And as an investor, I see an analogy here to the tobacco industry and some of the real problems that were created for those investors that we can avoid now today, anticipating the need to get away from hydrocarbon-based fuel sources. So on to the numbers. Exxon Mobil is the second most responsible public-owned company at 3.22% of all CO2 emissions since 1750. When you think about the scale of what we're talking about here, that 3.22% is incredibly, incredibly high. And that's a result of Exxon's size and of their scale and of their presence in the marketplace. The number one privately owned company responsible for CO2 emissions is Chevron Texaco, who's responsible for 3.52% of the global CO2 emissions since 1750. So if you're an investor in these two oil giants and you're at all concerned about global warming as a human being or as an investor and the possible repercussions for the income statement and balance sheet as the world comes to better understanding of what's going on in our environment, now may be a time to kind of start hedging some of those bets. Perhaps an investment in an upstart renewable energy company. Solar City is very popular right now, the company founded by Elon Musk, as a possible alternative or as a possible hedge to some of this long-term kind of macro scale changes and risks that are happening right now.